Unbelievable. Okay, let's see. Connect streaming software. Just waiting. This is showing active. Hey, there it is. Okay. Well, I guess all I need to do to get this to work on all the channels is to have the one YouTube page open when I start it, and then it seems to work. So that's great. Okay, it's working. All right, everybody. So let me go ahead and hit enter. Where am I in this thing? Oh, yeah. Enter. 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 Oh, that one never enters correctly. Okay, that's fine. Not hard. Enter. Done. Close Discord. We're done there. And I'm just going to make sure the chat is working. So bear with me. Hello, chat. And there it is. I see it. That's excellent. So all I now have to do is post on, let's see. Oh, sorry. I should have. Okay, good. I got the 2 alerts. That's great. That's what we want. I'm going to mute my phone really quick. Okay. Sorry about the yawning. I really don't know. Honestly, do not know why that happens. No, I don't get it. But it's definitely psychosomatically triggered by, that's a big word, right? By going live on the stream. There's no other explanation for it. None at all. Oh, jeez. My dog just very dramatically laid on her side. As if she's the most neglected animal in all of creation. I do love the dramatic elements of animals. It can be very funny. Okay, posted. Wow. Huh? Well, that's great. Fantastic. Okay. Sorry, I was reading. Okay. And... okay. There we go. All right. I think everything is working. Let's go ahead. Oh, I gotta move my keyboard. Pardon me. 1 minute. Hard drive. Flash drive. I say hard drive. People imagine it's like a large drive, which it is certainly not. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'll let my animation run while I get a drink of water. And yawn yet again, because that's just what I'm doing now. All right. There we go. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You'll see this in a second anyway. You didn't see anything that you won't be seeing in a minute. Okay, let's turn that sideways. There we go. And what we're looking at here. Oh, and I'm doing this on Monday because I don't know. I have a lot of driving to do tomorrow. So I may not really be in the right place to do a stream tomorrow. So rather than not do, I know Thursday I'm good. So my normal Thursday, I kind of, I have this kind of deal with myself that even if I don't necessarily stream the same 2 days every week, I want to make sure at least one of the days that I normally do, I'm doing, at least for now. So if I can't do Tuesday and Thursday consistently, I'm going to at least do Tuesday or Thursday. So this week, it just so happens to be Thursday, and I'll be doing the stream today. So here we are. We saw this image last time. Not all the little circles. I've been adding those in, but here's the colors that we were landing on. So I'm doing the little circles as the kind of suckers. I originally was going to do 2 rows of them. I always have the instinct to do 2 rows when I do, you know, kind of suckered tentacle things. But you know what? I'm just going to stick with 1. I'm just going to do 1. And I'm going to go with... why is there a little... hold on, there's a little alert here. Oh, a little alert for... huh, I never noticed this before. Interesting. Some giveaway for something? No, okay. Huh. You know, I can't, I can't say I love that it does little alerts like that, but I guess it really doesn't matter, so I'm not going to concern myself with it. Okay, yeah, close. Sorry. It opened up Brave for this little alert thing that was there, and I mean, I guess that's okay. That's got the little alert window there, but it's sort of intrusive. Anyway, sorry. So normally, why am I yawning so much? This is unbelievable. I'm not tired, and I have not been yawning up until now. It is insane that that just keeps happening. Anyway, I always have the instinct to do 2 sets of suckers, but I'm going to do one on this. I started doing them, and I like the way they look, and I'm just going to stick with them. So, okay. What I have to be careful, though, is to make sure they're not overlapping in the same layers. It's okay they overlap in general, but I want to make sure, because I'm going to have to do, some erasure and kind of figure my stuff out, so I have to make sure they stay somewhat separated. I believe I have the right brush for this. I do. So let's go ahead and create a assisted layer. We're going to turn off these 2. Unbelievable. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I really hate it, to be honest. It bothers me a lot that I'm yawning on the stream. Really bothers me because I just feel like it's got to be annoying for people listening. Wait, what did I just do? Okay, just making sure I didn't combine anything, right? Okay, I didn't. Just making sure. Sometimes the drag actions in Procreate can be so quick you don't really notice what's happening. Just want to make sure I didn't accidentally merge 2 layers and I need to be separated. And I didn't, so we're good. Okay, so let's see. We can do the top one. Oh, the top one's already done, so we're going to do these middle ones, and these will not overlap. Okay. And doing these... Oh, did I put the assist? Yes. So this should be mirroring. Hold on. It is. I'm not really worrying too much about these being... I'm kind of eyeballing these. And it's worked so far, so I'm just going to keep doing that, where I'm just going to eyeball them and steadily make them smaller as I go along, but not worrying too much about them being... I've gotten very in the weeds on this stuff at times with some of my drawings, where... Hold on, why is that? Oh, that's the actual... got it. Okay, just making sure. Where I would decrease these things by certain percentages to make sure they were evenly getting smaller. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow on this, and and just that's too small though. I don't want it to go that small that fast. There has to be some gradual nature to this, so we can have a few that are about the same size as they go further down. You know what? I think I need to make this second one bigger, because I don't want it to be I don't want it to get too small too fast. So, but I also can't have it where they don't look like they're getting smaller, or it's the same problem, just in a different route, and that's too close. So I'm still, I'm still maintaining some of my, paying attention to details, instincts on it, but not letting it dominate everything I'm doing, and not letting it drive, the image itself, because I had that problem. Or I've had that problem. I'm trying not to have that problem with this one. So see, I'm trying to make it where those are getting gradually smaller. And some of them can be the same size. They don't have to constantly be smaller, but I do want them to look like they are getting gradually smaller. So then when it gets to the end, it'll be pretty small. I say as a bit of a preview, because I'm going to keep this stream, because I feel like some of the, how do I phrase this? Some of the larger frustrations of the world that weigh on me sometimes have been leaking into the stream a little bit too much for my care. So this stream is going to be all positive in general. Meaning I'm not getting into any kind of world events, anything that's going on, any of the things that I might find upsetting, frustrating, whatever. Instead, because one thing I try to do with this stream, this channel, is I think I endeavor, at least, I don't know if I'm always successful, but I make an effort to make this channel very much a celebration of creativity and creative people. And so I wanted to take a minute. And by the way, this is not sponsored. I get no money for this. I have no affiliation with this group. I think I have to sneeze. Give me a minute. Oh boy. See, at least with the sneezing, unlike the yawning, I kind of get a warning and it's easy. Where I see like the yawns just come on. So it's tougher for me to battle them. I'm not going to mute in the middle of it because you'll know what's going on. Whereas a sneeze, I can feel it pretty consistently and I can stop it. So anyway, I wanted to talk about a company called Carved. Now I am going to be doing a short episode it's very similar to this that will be coming out tomorrow, where I talk about the carved case that I got. But since I'm here, and since I do like to make this channel a kind of place where creativity is celebrated, I wanted to make sure I'm right. Yeah, okay, just checking. I wanted to talk about these carved cases because I got one. I've been on the fence about them for a while. And if you listen to the podcast, and I certainly don't expect everybody who's watching these to listen, but if you did, you might remember that a few weeks ago I brought this company up because I wasn't sure if Lando, my co-host, if you don't listen, I didn't know if, and that is his actual name, that is not a radio name, that is his name. I didn't know if he had heard of this company. I rarely, when products like this, Lando usually knows about, because Lando is into this type of has been into this type of stuff for far longer than I have. So it's rare that you know what, these circles their angles aren't right. They need to be bent more the other way. Sorry, I just noticed they don't look right. They should be arcing. Yeah, there we go. So Lando usually knows about this stuff, but rarely, here and there, I sometimes will manage to bring up something or bring a company or a product to his attention that he's never heard of. That's always a rare treat, but it's nice when it happens. This was not one of those times. He'd heard of this company, Carved. He, in fact, had one of their cases. And this company, I don't remember where I saw something about them on probably a technology blog, because they are somewhat unique. It's too spaced. Hold on. I'm just going to get this right. Let me get this right, and then I'll keep going here. Because so often, what we see, there we go. Technology is very often about looking futuristic and sleek and highly manufactured. Now, those angles are just wrong. I need the angles on these to be right. So sorry, I gotta get these oriented correctly. It's just gonna keep bugging me. That's better. There we go. Yeah, so much of, you look at phones and everything else, and it's all aluminum and ultra thin and ultra light and glass, and it's supposed to look, has a very, very kind of, a lot of them have very similar looks. I mean, iPhones fundamentally all look the same, right? And in many ways, a lot of Android phones all look the same. So you get this kind of, okay, I'm going to attempt to pronounce this correctly, hegemony? I think that's how you're supposed to say it. Basically saying that everything kind of looks like it's of itself. It starts to lose its personality, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when that's the only options there are, it's not always going to appeal to everybody. And so this company, Carved, they started when this group of people basically were they were not satisfied with a lot of the phone cases they were seeing. They all looked just like black pieces of plastic, which in fairness is still really the case in a lot of cases, is these cheaper cases do kind of all look the same, which is not necessarily bad. I mean, I've used cases that look, like majority of cases do, and I've been fine with them. But anyway, these people wanted to do something different. They wanted to make wood cases for phones, which is interesting. And so they started this company called Carved. I'm going to turn that layer off so I can see this one better. Yeah, there we go. And they decided to make wood cases. And so the thing I should say right off the bat is, oops, am I on the right layer? Hold on, sorry. Yeah, I am. Is these are not cheap cases. They absolutely are not. They are, in fact, very expensive for normal people. Of course, you can get into extraordinary things when you start getting into the upper echelons of people who have lots of money. So in the global scheme of things, they may not be considered expensive by some, but for most ordinary people, these would be considered expensive cases. Most people, I don't like the angle. Most people are not going to spend $150 or so on a phone case. Most people are going to, and it's not a criticism. It's not me saying there's anything wrong with buying a $5, $10 case. I did it for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody can reasonably afford to spend a lot of money on a phone case. And some people might, and I'm not arguing this, say that is a ridiculous amount to spend on a phone case. And, phrasing it that way, it is. I'm not even going to argue that. It is if what you look at it as is, okay, you're spending a bunch of money on a phone case. But when I looked at these things, because the thing about the carved cases is they are all handmade and they are all unique. You do not get two of the same one, because this is basically an artist collective who focuses on making phone cases. And so they take these burls of wood, and I really don't know what a burl of, I mean, I've seen this word. What is a burl of wood? I think it just means it's like the cast off pieces of wood. Let's see, burl of wood. What is a burl? What does burl mean? B-U-R-L. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Burl. What is burl wood? Here we go. Oh, apparently it's burled wood. Let's see. Essentially, burled wood is a particular grain of wood that can be found on a number of different tree species. This means that burl wood isn't a different species of wood, but rather an offshoot of existing tree species that have developed over time. Wow, what does that mean? Interesting. So apparently it's when a tree's growth has been disrupted in some way. Huh. Okay. So that's what burl wood is they're one-off pieces of wood. Okay. Sure. So anyway, they take these pieces of wood, burled wood, and they make a one-off phone case from that wood. Now, you can, if you look on their site, which is carved.com, past tense.com, what you'll see is that they have different types of cases. They have a lower-end line. I shouldn't say lower end. What I should say is a cheaper line where not the entirety of the case is made of wood or resin. And then they have what they call the live edge cases, which are kind of their more expensive tier. And I saw one on there because I was looking around, because really to me, and I describe it this way when I talk about it on my short show, I said this is functional art. This is, because I have a few original pieces by artists that I really like, and they are not cheap when you get originals because they're the only ones. It's a one-of-one image. So if you buy an original from somebody, you're going to spend a bunch of money on it. And you should, because that is the only one of that exists. So a lot of people don't buy originals because they are expensive, and they are expensive. This is by no means... Wait a minute. Whoa. Did it not? Oh, I'm on the wrong... Okay, that one's already done. So I just need to do the smallest one. Okay, just checking. So when you get original art or something that's a one-of-one, you are going to pay a lot of money for it, because there's two reasons. Especially in the case of something that's handmade, I think a mistake a lot of people make when they see original art is they don't necessarily properly value the amount of time that went into it and the creative talent and everything else. And if you're getting an original, you have the only version of that piece, even from the artist. So if I have an original work, I draw something. Now, not digital, not like I'm doing here, but let's say I draw something in physicality and I sell that original. I may have a scan of it. I can make a reproduction of it, certainly, but it's still not the original piece. You know, because the original artwork that I have, there is I don't like how small that got so quickly. I think I'll do this a little differently. The original artwork that I have, one of the things that I really enjoy about it is being able to look at it and seeing the kind of physical remnants of the work. Meaning you can see where a person put a pen line. You can see that in a way that a print will not show you. I mean, unless they do a specific kind of print that is meant to show the detail of the work. But that's not generally how it's done. Most artist prints are of illustrated work. They're not showing you the imperfections. In fact, the goal is to show you the most perfect version you could have of it. And so you don't see those little brush strokes, or in the case of paintings, you might see the actual... you might see the layers of paint that somebody... You could actually see them, touch them if you wanted to. You can feel and see the physical layering and build up and the way that they moved the brush when they were doing this and how they blended a color. There's lots of detail that will just simply be lost in a scanned print. It's just the nature of the way it works. which isn't to say that prints are bad. It's just to say that there is a difference between a print. Because I think some people just look at prints, they're like, well, prints are just a cheaper version of the original, so why would I care about getting the original? Well, you know, you don't have to. Most people don't. But there is something that is missing from a print that a original will give you, and that is generally the, and this is going to sound extremely pretentious, and I guess it is, the presence of the artist's hand within the work. You're going to be missing that on a print in most cases. Like I said, there are some, I have seen some prints that attempt, I don't think they call them 3D prints, but there's some name for them, where they attempt to show all of that. And sometimes they can be very good, but ultimately it's also still going to be flat. So if you have the print that's on a wall and you go to the side of it, all that depth goes away. It's an illusion. So no matter what you do, you're never really getting it. You know what I mean? It's still going to have its limits. Even if looking at it straight on, it looks very good. And some people, and I would be one of them, value that tactile presence, to see that stuff, to really easily see the artist's hand at work. And some people don't. And there's neither one is correct or incorrect. Everybody interprets and enjoys art in different ways. But I happen to be one of those people who really enjoys seeing that presence, or whatever you want to call it, of the artist in the work. And that's why I like originals. I mean, it's also, you know, because I don't do art selling or anything, so I don't really care that it's, you know, 1 of 1 or 2, you know, because sometimes you have numbered editions and all that stuff. I don't get into all that. That's for art collectors who are not actually art collectors. They're more of art dealers than anything else. Well, I'm not one of those people. So I really couldn't care less if, you know, what the numbering is or anything like that. Where was I going with that? Oh, so carved is a very similar thing to getting an original piece of, well, it is an original piece of work, in that there are no two that are alike. It doesn't come off an assembly line. It's somebody makes it by hand, and you get that particular case, and nobody else does. And I really, really like that idea. And so I made the determination. I went, okay, you know what? This is worth spending this money on, because I will have basically an original work of art. And that's what I have. And it is gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful case. It's mostly, I think, resin as opposed to wood, which I'm actually fine with. Some people I know will want more of the wood, and I actually like the fact that it's mostly resin. And the thing about it is, let me just take a look at my color layers here. There we go. It is a, interesting, the reds, that particular case is a 1 of 1. Nobody else has that case. Nobody else will get that case. There are other cases that are similar, but none that are identical to the one that I have. And there is that value too. In fact, there's a little card that comes with the case that says 1 of 1. It's got a numbering system that's just 1 of 1, which is, I think, very, very funny, because they're kind of playing up on the idea of, you know, that some people go by the numbering as far as value, which I've always thought is silly. Well, it's silly the way that it's generally done. The theory is, if you don't know this already, the reason where did that little white bit come from? Oh, it's right there. Huh, interesting. If it's on this side too, might be. Yeah, it is. There it is. The idea of numbering meaning something to the value is because in some types of replication of works, the first copy or the first print. Whoa, why is that color different? Are these not all maxed? It might not be. That's weird. Huh. Wait. Was I on the wrong layer? No, this is the right layer, but why? Well, I guess because it's stacked one on top of another. I guess that's what's doing that. Anyway, so the numbering, the reason lower numbers are often coveted by collectors for some types of things is if you're using a mold, the mold wears out. So if you're making an edition of 300 of, let's say, I don't know, some kind of ceramic piece or whatever, and they're using a mold for it, you want the lower end, you want the lower number, because that will probably be the best replica from the mold. So that numbering makes sense for those kind of things. And there are cases where numbering does you know, you can understand why they're doing it. But you know what? No, that's okay. I was going to say maybe I shouldn't erase this stuff, but I'm pretty confident in how it's going. I think I know where I've got going on here and where I want it to be. So numbering does make sense in those cases. Lower numbers do matter. For example, I used to collect statues from a company called Bowen Designs. They don't exist anymore, sadly. Went out of business, and they did some beautiful pieces based on Marvel characters. Almost, in fact, I think 90 to 95% of what they did was based on Marvel stuff. I'm just getting a quick sip of water here. So if you can look it up. I mean, you can still find. I'm pretty sure. Let me take a quick look here. I think you can still find like stuff for theirs on eBay, but they don't exist as a company anymore. Yeah, here it is, Bowen Design statues. So if you look that up, BOWENS, or well, it's technically BOWEN Designs, Bowen Designs. They're mostly on eBay. There are a couple of websites that. Oh, wow, yeah, that have some of these. Interesting. There's a place here called Mythic Collectibles that apparently... Is this real? This can't be real. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. This is an old website because it says pre-order. That's ridiculous. This site apparently was never actually shut down. Anyway, where you'll actually find ones you could buy would be on eBay, and they will not be cheap. Oh, boy, yeah, look at this. Wow, how can that statue only be $2? Something that's broken. Yeah, here's 2012. So I'm just looking through some of these, and you can find them, and they're really good. I mean, they're great. How are these so cheap? Oh, pre-owned. Okay, I was gonna say these have to be opened. Brand new ones are not gonna go for $150. They're gonna go for big money. Some of these are ridiculous. Oh, box only. See, you gotta watch out for that on eBay. Boy, people are really something. Box only. How do these people get away with this? It's unbelievable. Yeah, box only. Jeez, I tell you. Anyway, the real ones, if they're in good shape, are going to go for a couple hundred, $2, $3, $4, $5, and up, $100, because the company doesn't exist anymore. I mean, pre-owned is going to be less, and that's fine if you're fine with pre-owned and they tell you it's good. Like here. Silver Surfer chromed figure is $345, and that's on bidding. That's not a buy it now. That's bidding. So yes, you can still find them though. There's quite a few that are still left. I got the ones that I have while they still existed, so luckily I was able to avoid a lot of these high prices because, boy, are they expensive now, especially for the limited ones. You're not going to get anywhere near these without it being big money. Anyway, I'm not going to make this me going through eBay looking at Bowen Design stuff. But why did I bring that up? Why did I bring up Bowen Designs? Oh, because the numbering. So yeah, on stuff like that, because they're doing it out of a mold, then those numbers, they make sense. But on a art print, in general, numbering doesn't make sense. That the important part should be the quality of, you know, what you're... It should be something, if you're going to buy an original piece of artwork, it should be something you want to look at. And part of that, I would say, if it's going to be an original piece, is you're going to be looking at the physicality of what's present from the artist. And that's what I mean about, you know, for some people, prints are fine, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a print. I'm absolutely not saying that everybody, I mean, look, for the artist's sake, I should say everybody should go buy original work, because, of course, it helps the artist. But as a person, you know, you might be fine with a print, and that's okay. That's why there are prints, because not everybody can afford, nor frankly cares, about an original. But one of the appeals of these carved cases is that you know that a individual made the case, made it in a way that the other artists, I mean, they probably could, but there's a presence from each of these, I guess we call them wood artists, in each of these cases where I'm pretty sure they don't all just do the same thing. They're doing different things. And that's great. And so that was a lot of why I got it, because I thought, you know what, I want I respect this artist's talent. I like what they're making, and I want to financially support that and the company, because I think it is great that this company exists, because they don't just want to make a cheap phone case. Because most phone cases, you know, I think a majority of them come out of probably China or maybe Taiwan and places like that, where they manufacture a lot of more inexpensive goods. And I just want to reemphasize, I'm not saying anybody should be spending a bunch of money on a phone case. Not everybody has the money to spend on a big phone case, you know, and that's fine. Or you don't care. If you look at the carved cases and you're like, yeah, it's nice, but and you probably can get a case off of Amazon or someplace that looks largely the same. What is that? That's got to be bone bleed. I bet you that's the bone color bleeding out. Let's see. I would bet. I could be wrong. Interesting. Maybe it isn't. Where is that coming from? Where is that color? Where is that white bit coming from? Get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. There it is. Oh, I must have... Hold on. Let me get the smaller brush. Oh, I forgot it. Get rid of that. I don't know where that was. I wonder where that came from. Is it over here too? No, it's just there. I must have bumped it with my hand. So anyway, these carved cases are really beautiful, and I decided to get one, and it came in, I'll say a week and a half ago or so, and it's great. I truly love it. It's fantastic. It looks really good. It has this is something I never thought about with a phone case. Not thought about in a, oh, if I get a custom case or a handmade case, it's going to have this benefit on top of being a nice looking case. It has this really, how do I describe it? It has this really rich smell to it. Not strong, but it like smells like polished wood, which is so odd because every other case I've ever had has been, you know, plastic or rubber. And you know what that smell is, but it's not anything that you really want to smell. It's just there. It's not bad. It's just not particularly good either. And so I have a case that has this fragrance to it. I guess that's the better word for it, is fragrance. It's really weird, but I like it a lot. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that as a good thing. So I like the fact that it has that smell. You know what I'm going to try here? I have an idea. Which is... let's see. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of depth, I'm going to darken... Oh, there it is. I'm going to darken some of these tentacles, and I'm going to brighten some of these so that it pushes them forward and backwards, just subtly. See, it's not huge. In fact, it's not enough. I need to do more than that. I'll make it more obvious. Let's try 40. Yeah, there we go. So we'll push some of them a little bit back by using a darker color, and we'll bring some of them forward like this. Actually, let's put this down to 5%. 5%, I said. There we go. Oh, no, I had it. Okay, there. And then I will knock... yeah, let's knock this one down by 10%. It's not quite as much as the other one. And then, let's see. Those can stay. That stays. Let's knock this one down by just 5%. There we go. And that gives us some different kind of, not necessarily three-dimensionality to it, but gives it some layers to the way they are. Okay. So now I have to start masking things because... turn that off. We're going to turn that off. Turn that off. Okay, there's that. So based on the coloring, these are the furthest back. Right? So, oh, that's the color. So that one is... not that. Not that. I should get these aligned correctly. So like this should be here. And this should be... where is that one? Oh, that's the lines. Where is this? Oh, here it is. That should be there. This should be way up here. Oh, this is kind of solving my problem for me. And then this would go here. There we are. And then, well, but if I'm going by... oh, no, I did that in reverse. I know what I did wrong. I had it correct the first time. So the colors are in the correct hierarchy as far as brightness. So what I need to do is move these down to their appropriate levels. Oy. So above, sorry, like that. And then this would come down and be above that. There we are. This, what is that? This comes down to there, maybe. Yes. And then the final one is this one. So this would go right there. And now basically the colors have done the masking job for me, more or less. And now we're going to do the same thing with the bubbles. Sort of. The bubbles may not be quite, maybe they'll be as simple. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if the bubbles are going to work that way. If not, it's okay. I can mask those off, but this is what, like there, maybe? Hold on, let's see. That's this, which is, oh, see, I've got more than, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to break the bubbles up to match the line work. So let's move that back up. Yeah, I see what I did. That's just fine. It's not a big deal. So like this. You know what? No, I don't need to do that. I can just mask these. But if I do it the other way, the colors kind of do the work for me. Which means I can preserve the line work in the background. Because see, that's... So if I duplicate this and I take out the one here, let me turn the assist on. If I take out the one that is on the different color, basically positioning, so I erase all that. That should only leave the really dark ones, but let's verify that. It does. So now on this one, I need to get rid of everything but that one. Oh, wait. Do the assist, turn the assist off this one, go back to here. So now I need to get rid of all that and all of this. Yup. And then all of this. Right. And then, okay. So that's all that is. Okay, good. Let's turn the assist off now. That one's okay. This one. I also have to duplicate this one. And then on this one, I'm going to get rid of the lighter color. And then I'm going to start pairing these up based on their color brightnesses. So this, I think, will end up, it's a little extra time on this side of it, but I think it's worth it to preserve the line work if I... Is that assist? Nope. Turn the assist on, genius. Assist. Yeah, let's do that. And do all of this. Make sure it did it. It did. Let me verify what this is. Okay. Turn the assist off. Now, what I need to do is find that color temperature on another layer, which is not that. This one. And where's the other one? No. Oh, jeez. Okay. On this one, I got to get rid of the big thing. So the bit. Turn the assist on. There we are. Okay. Let's take all this out. All this out. Right. Okay, is there anything else bright on this one? Yes. This one goes out, so all the bright ones are gone. Okay. Now, on this one, turn the assist off here, come in here, turn the assist back on. The only ones we're leaving in are the bright ones, or the brightest in this case. So we erase all of that. We erase, oh, that's not there. Is that it? Is that the only ones that are non-bright? Yes, okay. So let's turn the bright ones off. These are the only bright ones, so those are perfectly fine. Now, that is the darkest ones. Okay, that's fine. This is the second brightest one, maybe? Let's see. Okay, those all look the same. Yes, I think those are all the same. All right, so let's move. Not that one. Or I could be wrong. Let's see. Temperature? No, stop. Those are the same. See how it moved? So that is the same as that. Is not the same as that. Okay, so hold on. I got to do a little bit of detective work here. Good. Oh, no, that's got to be different. All right, so I have to duplicate that. Turn that off. I got to get rid of the darkest one on here. I know I didn't do the, what do you call it? That's okay. It's not enough that I care. I can just do that by hand. That's fast. Okay, so now, all right. So this, on this one, I have to get rid of everything but the darkest one, which, okay. Okay, so that's all it is, just this one. Good, I'll fix that. I see that color thing, I'll fix that in a minute. All right, now, okay. So this, okay. Sorry, this is the darkest one, and we can verify that with the color wheel. So that, okay. This is the same. Oh no, they're not the same. Oh man, really? Or wait, did I select the wrong layer? Let's see. No, that's different. Oh man. Ugh. Okay. I got myself a little lost here. All right, let's strip everything out. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. No. Where is... Okay, this is absolutely the brightest one. That's for sure. So this is going to come down to right there. Oh, no, that has to be... Sorry, that has to be on top of this one. Okay. There it is. So that's... Well, no, but that's not... Oh, because this should be part of this one. Merge down. Yeah, these should be the same. Okay, and yes, identical. So those are good. So I just have to find... Okay, so these can also merge. Merge down. Correct and correct. Undo the assist. Now, the only thing that doesn't make sense is why... Oh, I'm missing some. I see it. I have to fill this in. Clean that up. Oh, the fun of moving things around, huh? It was 42 minutes. Okay, well, I'll do about another 10, 15 minutes of this. Boy, did my throat get dry. Ooh, okay. So, our brightest layer is now accounted for. Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Why? Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, my fault. There we go. The brightest layer is these three. So we're going to call this... Let's actually name this brightest outline. Rename to brightest suckers. It's true. Rename to brightest reds. Red. That's fine. Okay. So now we know what these are. Turn the brightest off. Okay. And the darkest are these. Now we'll verify that. So this color, yep, should be the same as this color. Actually, I'm going to turn the other ones off. Let's do this the smartest way. Okay. So this, we'll watch it. Didn't move. Watch this. Didn't move. Watch this. Didn't move. So these are all the same level, which we're going to call darkest red. Darkest red. This is darkest outline. Okay. And then we need the bubbles for these, or the suckers. I keep saying bubbles. Well, there we have a bit of a problem, don't we? Okay, so we need to duplicate this. And we need to delete all that. What is this? Where did that come from? Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, yeah, but it's on a different layer. Okay. Right, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, I don't know how that got there. It's okay, no problem. So we get rid of all this, because this is not on the darkest layer. And we get rid of all this. All this. Okay. Now on this one, we only keep that one, meaning we get rid of all this. And all this. And that's it. So now, okay. That's where it should be. Turn this off. That's where it should be. Where and there. Okay. That's okay. This is just how this goes. This is exactly when I start trying to be clever. I always end up realizing how not clever I actually am. Always the way. That's okay. Not a huge deal. So I'm going to turn that assist off. Turn this on, and we'll turn the assist on. And now we'll get rid of this. There we are. Turn the assist off and verify. Okay, so we turn it off. Now. Okay, that's on the correct layer for the darkest ones. That's not. That's not. That is. So we move that down to 62. We verify. Yes. And we merge. And that is the darkest suckers. There we go. So we move those down to what? Right there? Yes. Okay. So darkest ones. Oh, sorry. I have it in this order. So darkest can be turned off. All right, so let's turn. All right, now let's turn this red on. This red is its own thing. I don't know what I'm going to call that, but it doesn't matter. Nope. Yep. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. That's all those bubbles for those. So we need to merge these together. Just double check. Yes. So we do a merge down and a merge down, and now we have those unified on one thing. Oh, except there's a little bit of bleed right there. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. Now we move, because it's this one, right? Yes. And that's the line work. And so the sucker goes between the line work. Okay, so what are we going to call this? Darker red, darker suckers, darker outline. As long as the words line up, it really doesn't matter what you're using. Okay, so we turn those off. And then that leaves this one, which, oh yeah, we'll just call this, yeah, we'll call this bright red. Okay. And we'll call this bright outline. Okay. And so then these should, what is this one? Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, did I replicate something twice? Sure did. This can go. Okay. So let's turn off darkest suckers. All right, so now we're on bright outline. So these, yep, that's them. So we merge down and we call this bright suckers. And that would go in between bright outline and bright outline, right there. And now they're all grouped correctly. So I can turn each of these three on and they should all line up as they do. Make sure everybody's at full, yep. Okay, and then the next, so turn those three off, and then we go to the brights. There they are. Turn those three off, and then we do the next three, and everything lines up. That's darker. And then we do darkest, and there we are. So now, if I turn everything back on, see how they all basically mask each other? They're not really masked. What they're doing is the colors are overlaying them, so it's okay. Just got to check for mistakes now. Yep, there's one. See, it didn't take long. So that's probably here. Yeah, so let's fix that. And you don't want to use assist on this because these teeth are not all even. So don't want to erase something I don't want to erase. And just look around for anything else like that. And I think that's okay. Now, what I got to figure out is what I'm going to do for the interior of the suckers. I'm not just going to leave them circles, I don't think. I might put some detail in there. I have to figure that out. There's a couple of different approaches for that. And I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So we are at 50 minutes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and probably call the stream here because anything I do next is going to take a while. And I do kind of want to just, you know what, there is one thing that's bugging me. Yeah, it's bugging me. On the actual skull. There it is. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's those other tentacles. That's okay. I don't like that line that's crossing from the dark area into the light area. So we're going to go ahead and trim that down. There it is, right there. We're going to erase this line. I don't like it. It's gone. Now, is this the same? Oh, no, not that. Is this the same weight? That is not. How about this? That is roughly the same. So let's go ahead and switch to black. Make sure we're still on the same layer. And we will put the line in there, but we're only going to put it into the dark part because that was bugging me. So we'll just do this. There we go. So now we still have the line. It's just in a different spot. So anyway, yeah, we're going to leave it like this. This is where we're going to stop because I kind of like this where it is, and I want to basically preserve that. So, and as I've said before, it is good to stop, and I can't stand how abrupt that is now. It's one thing that is deficient comparatively to OBS. It has that nice fade, and this just does not. But anyway, that's a minor thing. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to let that kind of just sit, and I'm not going to look at it for a few days, and then I'll see what I think I want to do with the suckers. Maybe that'll be the Thursday stream. Will probably be that. So yeah, that's where we'll bring it to a close for today. I think it was a good stream. I got the color groups and the detail work for the suckers where I want it to be, which is great. And yeah, about an hour-long stream, which is what I was aiming for, so also managed to do that. And no technical issues, which I have to say I'm really enjoying about Streamlabs OBS, is there has not been a recurrence of the weird technical glitches I was having with regular OBS. Oh, did I never finish talking about carved? Well, I sort of did. So yeah, carved cases, they are expensive. But honestly, I mean, it's literally right in front of me, and I'm looking at it, and this is just a beautiful case. The only thing I really can't speak to about it is how it will hold up long term. I really hope it will hold up well. It fits the phone really nicely. It has a nice weight to it. Again, it has that smell, which I know will go away. Nothing like that ever really stays for forever because it is sealed. So I'm sure that's just the fresh factory or whatever. Fresh, I shouldn't say factory, it's not a factory. The fresh workshop smell. So that will probably go away, which is kind of a shame. But hey, it's here now and I'm enjoying it. So carved cases they're worth looking at. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be justifiable for most people to buy. It probably is not. And that's probably good because if they were selling that much, then they'd probably have to start just making them like on an assembly line, and it would lose everything that makes it special. But I don't say that to make it like I can afford something other people can't. It's not that. People have different levels of affordability for different things. You don't have to spend this on a case to be able to own something. There, you can get a print. I was talking about the value of original, but you know what? There are limited edition prints. They're usually far more reasonable for people. They're still supporting the artists. So, like I said, the Carve does offer a lower end, or I shouldn't say lower end. It makes it sound like it's bad. A cheaper or more affordable alternative that would still be supporting them. You know, they sell like pocket knives and stuff for even cheaper than the cases are, so you can still support them that way. So whatever it is, the important part is to support artists that you value the work of in whatever way you can. You know, and you don't have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars for stuff like that. Prints for artists, or buying people who self-publish books or whatever, buying albums through Bandcamp. All that stuff works. Like I said, the most important thing is support people whose art you value, because you just don't know when it's going to go, when it will leave. And, it's not easy to It's not easy to survive as a creative individual. I am glad that at this point in my life, I'm not trying to survive simply on my creative output, or I would be in a lot of trouble. Not to say that that won't one day be the case. Things change, and they change quick. But as of right now, I'm very happy to be able to be creative in my free time as opposed to desperately trying to make money off it. I just don't know how that would go, and my hunch is I wouldn't be able to do it. So anyway, carve.com for their cases. Again, support whoever you like, whatever way you can. That's what's important. Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee website, Ko-fi I think is one of them. There's all different avenues. One of the things, the positive parts of the internet, which at times can be very dreary, dull, and gloomy, depending on where you're floating around. One of the positive sides is it has made supporting people much easier than it used to be. So take advantage, or go to streams for the people who have those donate buttons on their streams and donate a couple of bucks to them. They'll appreciate it, and they'll see it. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and bring this stream to a close for this Monday evening. And I'm planning to be back on Thursday for our normal Thursday stream. Until then, thank you for coming by and hanging out. As I always say, it doesn't matter to me whether you're watching this live or later. I just appreciate the fact that you stopped by. And try to go be creative, or at least experience more creativity. Don't let it stop here. Go do something creative yourself. It's good for your mind, your body, and your soul. Or if you don't or can't do that, go experience somebody else's creativity. And like I said, let them know. Even if you can't do it monetarily, let them know you appreciate it. A note, comment on the stream, an email, whatever. All that stuff really matters to creators. I promise you it matters. On that note, again, thanks for coming by whenever you are, wherever you are. And until our next stream, I was going to say something else, but I lost it. So anyway, I'll just say until the next stream, again, thanks for coming by, and until